Hi everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Well, I sat down to make a pocket and a tag for this page here, and I wanted to create some writing space. I call them little writing patches because they're just these little places throughout the book that you'll be able to write on, or if you want to do something else with the papers, you'll be able to take them out by undoing the metal tab here and use them however you like. So I started working in this and I said, well, this might make a good video. So I'm having you join in with me on these two pages. So thanks for, again, joining in if you are still watching. This is I was going to do this page here the same as this, using the metal tabs. I had one out already, and then I got thinking, I don't want to put one on this side, and I don't want to put one on this side. I'd like to make a pocket with a tag here. So I'm going to finish this, and you can see here I stitched this one with all of the places that you can write on and have some fun with. And I just kind of got thinking that maybe, just maybe, you might want to be able to remove this from the book, take it out, bring your pages up, crease them, flip them over, have a nice surface to write on. So I got this idea. I thought I would take, I think this is from a Tim Holtz double-sided paper pack in my scrapbook area. And I'm going to adjust my camera because I think it's a little too far out in front of me, and I want to make sure that you get to see what I'm doing here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fool around with this, and I was going to make, let's rip some of this here. I'm just trying to think this out because I'm a little undecisive, and this isn't going to tear that well. This is pretty heavy. I think I'll just rip and tear it myself because I don't want it to be a straight edge. And this I can use somewhere else. So we'll put that to the side. But I was thinking about having this come over and hang over the top. Now, I don't know if what I'm thinking will work. Let's just get this journal out of here. Oh, do you ever have one of those days where you start to do something and then it's like, okay, well, it'd be really nice if everybody could join in. To see my thought process on this. And then it doesn't work out. So my thought was to have, let's rip here. All right. So we have our piece here. I was thinking this could hang over the top. I've got to tear it down a little bit. Take a little bit off of each side here. And we'll take a little bit off of this side. All right. So I was thinking, because what I want to do on this side, this would be fine to have this at the top. That wouldn't interfere with what I want to do there. So I was thinking having this like this And then I really don't want to glue this down. I could put some eyelets in there, and then it could be just paper clipped on. This would be hold on here, and then this whole thing could come off, and then you could work with it. You could work with it out of the book, and then just fold it up and make your notes. That might be kind of different. And before I adhere this down, yeah, I think that might work. I think that might be just fine to do that. It would be something a little different. And then it would just adhere back over the top here like this. Put a paper clip there, and that would be something a little different, wouldn't it? So I think that's the route I'm going to go. So I'm going to grab my eyelets. We'll get this punched, and then we will proceed on the other page with the pocket and the tag. All right, so I have my eyelets, and I have my memory keeper instrument here to do that. I'm just going to get this distressed up. So I hope everybody's doing really well. We've had some beautiful sunny days here. The snow is finally melting, which is a good thing. All right, so I just want to decide. I think I'll use the larger side, and I'll put the smaller. I think I'll use the larger side to attach. Yeah, I think we'll put this here. And then I will put this on this side here. This may have to go over a little bit. All right, so let's get this on. I'm going to leave these little stringy dingies. And I want to make sure that this I don't want this too close to the middle, the center, because I don't want the papers to crinkle over. So that's another thing I have to keep in mind. So I think if we do it right here like this, will be good. We'll be set. Okay, just like, and I want to bring that just about there. Okay. I'm going to put this right where these calendar holes are. I think I'm going to use the black because of the black on the front. There we go. Make sure that is black and not just a dark silver. All right, that's black. This, I think, is the silver. So I like these little impromptu videos because it's nothing I've actually planned out. I just start working and I think, hey, this would be something fun to show and do. And I think when it comes to this, I think that's just how I may roll. There. Okay, so we have that on there, that on there. That's good. And now we can take this, and then we will be able to attach that on there with a paper clip. I'm just going to grab this white one for now. And then I'll embellish this up a little bit as well, but I think that will be nice. And then that way you can just take this off and do what you want to do with it. If you decide that you want to glue it down, you can definitely, come on, glue this down, and then you can just flip it up like this if you want to. So I think I'll just leave that up to whoever receives this. So I'm just going to take this off. And on this side, like I said, I wanted to do a pocket down here. So I really enjoy working with all these ripped and torn pieces of bags that I have sitting around doing nothing. I have used them, as you can see, I've used them here for writing on, or whatever you want to do, attach a photo to it. So I had an extra bag left over, and I wanted to, like I said, make a pocket down in here. So this is what I started doing that I want to share with you. This is the bag, and it was folded up on this side. This I will glue. I'll put a little bit of glue in here. This was a leftover piece of scrap that I had that I wanted to work with. And I thought this started out as the corner pocket. Then I thought, okay, well, I'll back this and just put it on there. But then I saw the paper bag left over that was ripped and torn. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sew this on here. I like this jagged edge. And I like the way this sticks out on this page a little bit. And when you flip it over, you'll have a little bit here. This will be what I do with my... This will be on this side. So this will tie in and coordinate with the paper there. And I think that'll just make a really cool pocket. Normally, I would throw away this bag, and I don't think you need to. I think it really serves a purpose. So we'll be able to have a pocket here, and then we'll have a pocket in the background. So that's what I want to finish creating. Now, you can see I stitched around here. If you don't have a sewing machine, just glue it down. Make sure it's glued really well. I'm just going to add a little bit of ink here. Not much. It's kind of like putting on a little bit of rouge on your 3 or 4-year-old when she gets into your, not a lot, just a little smidgen, so she thinks she's all dolled up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over and keep it like this. I'm just going to glue it down. No, I'm not going to do that because, as you can see, I think I'll take a little bit of it off, and I will just glue this little tiny bit down because I don't want that back part to really interfere with this pocket here. So I am going to glue this part here. And this, doggone it, I think I'm going to have to take my top off and give this a good cleaning. So we're going to glue just that top part. Then we're going to take this. If you wanted to, you could run another stitch up the side here, but I don't think I want to do that. I want to just have that corner stitch there. this in a little bit as well. Bring that in. See, by cutting those ends off, but that's okay. I have to glue these down. But that's okay. So let me know in the comments what everybody's working on. If you're doing any challenges. I'd really like to do Jane Chip's, her challenge starting in April. It's a daily, I won't be able to do it daily, but I would like to try it, her collage challenge, something different. All right, so that's glued down. So now we have a pocket here. Let me get my little card. We're going to have a pocket here, and then we're going to have a pocket in the back. And I am going to distress this up just so you can see the different lines on the top here. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit over here on the end. I love working with these ragged tagged bags. I just think it's fun, and you can just let your imagination run wild. So this is going to be our pocket here, and I think I'll be able to get this in here now, and let that set and get that all glued up. Now, I know this is kind of plain, this pocket here, but we have to remember that this is going to be over the top. So we're going to have that as well. I don't really know if I want to run. Maybe I could run something along here or up the side just to give it a little oomph. This is ripped and torn from the... But see, that's not long enough. That's too big. I don't want to do that. Oh, let's see here if I can add something. I could always add some washi tape, but I think I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait and see. Now this here, I could also, I may not need this here. I could tuck this over, or I could rip this off a little bit more. I think maybe I'll rip this off a little bit more. That's just a little too high, because I may not end up putting it over right to the end of the page. I think that's better. All right, so we have that. That's all going on there. And I think that's good. And maybe I could just put maybe a little bit of lace or something here. But remember, we're going to have our tag, so I'm not going to do anything on the side just yet. So this is going to be set aside. This I'm going to glue in. And I guess I will use my art glitter glue. And I'm going to go right over the stitching. And on the side of the stitching here. Okay. And we're going to put this, and we'll put this right about here. Okay. Just like that. All right, so we're going to let this sit while I make the tag. And I want to show you what I want to do with the tag. Again, it's a little bit different for me to create this. And that's what I wanted to show you as well. So we're going to set this over here like that. Now, this is the piece of paper. It's left over from one of the scenes up front. It's actually left over from this page here, this painting. And I wanted to use this somehow as a tag because I just think it's very, very pretty. So my intention is, let me take this off of here. Let's cut this off. And my intention with this tag is to have this entire, I don't want to break up the scene, okay? And when I say that, I want to have, when this tag goes in and this tag goes in, I want it to look like one piece, okay? So I have to see where my breaking point is. And it looks like, and I'd also like to have the hat show a little bit because I just think that I could also do it in 3 parts. I could do one like this, a small tag here. Then I could do a tag in here. And then this could be the remaining of the tag, which might be kind of fun to do. That might be kind of cool. And I could always tear this down a little bit more to see this hat. I just think that would be a really cool effect in this book. And again, with this top, I may have to cut. So if this is going to be going on here like this, well, that would be okay. I'd maybe want it to come down maybe to about here, okay? So what I'm going to need to do, other than really think about this, is the bottom part will be just fine for a tag. So I just want to see how far up I want this, if I want it to be exactly where this part is, or if I want it to have it come up a little bit higher. And I'm thinking maybe I could have it come up a little bit, just a tad higher. So I hope this works out, because if not, I'm going to ruin this whole really pretty piece. So I'm going to mark this. I'm just going to put a little mark right here. And then I'm going to take this, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a straight line. I'm not going to make it jagged because these all have to fit together. So here's my mark here. And I think I'm just going to do it right on this. No, it's not there. It's up above the hat. So I'm going to go a little bit more because I want to make sure this is even. So I'm going to put it right down here to this line right here. Okay. All right. So there's our first. So this is going to be our first little tag. All right. Now our next tag, I want it to start maybe just a smidgen lower. So what I'm going to have to do is we're going to put it right about here like that. And then I'm going to mark it again. Am I in camera? Yeah, I'm in camera. I'm going to mark it right about here. Okay. And I want to make sure I get the light. Okay, so I see that mark. And I'm going to come down just a little bit. And I'm going to go along this line here. And that looks like it's spaced well. All right, so here's my next one. All right. So this will be my next tag. That will go in like that. And then this is the remaining tag here. And then this one will feed in right around there like that. Okay, so see, you're still going to have that seam there. All right. So what you have to do to accomplish that and make sure that they all line up, it's like a puzzle. It's like math class. We are going to, this is a little heavier piece of cardstock, okay? Going to use this. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to adhere this with my glue. Now, you can't bring it all the way down, and I'll tell you why. This one I might be able to. Whoops. This one I should be able to, but I'll bring it up just a little tiny bit. I think this one I'll just run with it and go right to the bottom. You're going to have a little journaling spot on the bottom of the other two tags, which will be nice. You can use them for a date. You know, maybe we can embellish them a little bit. But you want that extra bit of paper on the bottom because that's what's going to raise it up to make sure that it all aligns perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a minute, this one. The next one is the tag that will go in this one. All right, so this one here, we are going to have, let me get my ruler. We're going to have an extra, say, 2 inches. Let's go with 2 inches, and then we can always trim it down. So this one here, we're going to go with an extra 2 inches. So here's our 2-inch mark. And we're going to want to put that right along there. I think you can see what I'm doing here. So this one, we're going to start right about here, okay? And that will give us, say, the extra 2 inches. This will be the top of the tag. This is going to be the bottom part of the tag. And this is where you can have a little bit more journaling space, whatever you want to do. Okay. The last one, we are just going to put this one will be like right around here. So this is going to be, can you see that? This one will be about 3.5 inches. So we may not have, I may have to do this way, okay? Because remember, this is going to be the top of the tag down. So we can actually line this one up this way. And here's our 3.5 inches. So I'm going to put this one right up in this section here, okay? This is a little bit longer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off because I don't want to lose this little bit of jagged edge here. So this is, what are we looking at? This is, say, 3 inches. So let's start with 3 inches. We'll cut this down. To 3 inches here. And I'm coming just shy a little bit of this 3-inch mark. Okay, so I think now this will be, let's flip it over, see if I've, All right, this should be a little bit wider, and I could actually take my X-Acto knife and cut it out because I didn't make allotment for that. So let's get this cut out here. This one here is fine, so I'm going to just cut around this here, and then I'll trim it down. I think this will go through my little one just fine. Okay, and then I'm just going to dress that up a little bit with a little bit of Distress ink. All right, I just don't want to cut into that image. Okay, so here we have our first little card, and that's going to go over in here like this. Whoops, I keep wanting to put in that pocket, don't I? It's going to go tuck right in here. Okay, so see how this comes up just a little tiny bit from there. So now we're going to cut this one out. Let me just cut this down a little bit. And we'll cut this down a tad. Okay. Now we can take the top off of this, because remember, we're working from the bottom. So let's take the top off of this one. Okay. And then we're going to cut straight down here. And even though this isn't, I can kind of, I think, cut just a little bit. Maybe I can use my X-Acto knife. I don't want to use my X-Acto. I'm just going to cut this. And I think that'll be okay. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. We're just going to go for it. Okay. All right, and then we're going to get this inked up. So this will be card number 2 in the middle pocket. So let's see if this is going to work. So see, that will go right down in there like that. So it still looks like it's a continuation of the scene. All right, so this is going to work out nice. So now what I'm going to do is, I guess I don't really want to cut that off. I'm going to go get another piece of cardstock because I don't want to cut a lot of this off. And then we will get this one on here, and then I think we'll be good to go. So I have the other piece, and I think what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to glue this on here like this instead of cutting it, and then I can trim that edge. I just want to make sure, yeah, that'll be okay to trim. That will be okay to trim. So let's get this glued down. Isn't this fun? It's just something different and something, nice to do if you don't want, I didn't want to ruin this scene because I thought it was just a really pretty, serene, romantic scene, and I didn't want to, I'm going to put my glue on the paper over here because I don't want to I don't want to make marks on this delicate paper here. So we got to get this over a little bit. I've learned my lesson with using this tip on delicate paper, it actually makes marks. And I don't like that. So I do it on the paper that it's going on. So there's a good little tip for you. Okay, so we'll let this sit just a minute until we decide again how much we need on the bottom to finish out this scene and make it work. So I think we said, what, 3.5? So we're going to start with, oh no, let's start with 4, okay? And so what do we have? We have 4 inches right here. So we're just going to take this, we're just going to cut this right down like this. I think this will be good. Okay, all right. All right. And you know what? I'm just going to cut this just a tad. It's probably a spam call. I'm so tired of spam. Okay, I'm going to come over a little bit more. And I'm using these little tiny dots here. Okay. All right, so we have that. And let's tuck this down in. Okay, so that is too, you can see that's too tall. So let's remeasure. We're going to do, let's start with, and I don't want to take too much off. Because then it will ruin the whole seam. So you're just going to want to take a little bit at a time. So I'm going to start here with I'll just do a little bit here, maybe a 1/2 inch. Let's bring it down here. Okay, and that's good. That was perfect. So let's ink this up. And then we're going to have a completed scene. So that will go in there like that. And there we have our completed scene. So we have not lost any of that really pretty, we have the hat, we have the meadow, we have the rolling hill, and then we have a continuation of the really pretty the branches with the leaves. So I'm really pleased how this came out, and it's just, I think it's something that you shouldn't shy away from, when you have a larger scene like this. This will make a great little writing area for notes, and we can even I can type out, we could put a little thing there for notes. So what I want to do now is I want to get this on here like this. We're going to put this on, and we're going to see how this actually will work. Hopefully the tag isn't too tall. That's the other thing. Because what I may do is let's see, maybe I will just cut this down a little bit. So it clears that. And again, we're just going to take a little tiny bit. I'm just going to start with a little bit here, because again, you can always take more, but you can't put it back on. Okay, I think that's good. I think that is good. There. So there, we've cut it down enough to be able to get in and out. I'm not going to round. I'm not going to round these pieces here. I would like to keep them squared off. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to round them at all. Now, the next thing, what do you think we should do? Should we do anything on the side here? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I should leave it. I'm not quite sure yet. I don't want to be in a hurry just to put something on there to fill the space. I'll have to think about it and continue with maybe a possibility on here. Maybe another little scene or something when you lift this out. But I think for now, I think this is good. This is exactly what I wanted to show you. I achieved what I set out to do and to teach you something today that you can incorporate in your books. So I'm going to bid adieu and move on. I'll continue working on this page. Like I said, I wanted to show you again what to do with your scrap bags, your extra little pieces here that, you know, you can find something to do with. Don't throw them away. And then how you can make 3 tags out of 1 scene. So I want to thank everybody for joining in. I think this was a really fun video. I'm really glad that this worked out. I'd love to hear your comments on it, and I will see you down the road. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.